All right, you guys. So welcome to our Tuesday night MetaPWR class. We're really thrilled that you are here with us tonight. We've got a lot of people here. If you wouldn't mind going ahead and putting in the chat where you are from. And Jules asked a question earlier, if you would put how long you've been with doTERRA, if you're new or if you've been using doTERRA products for a while, that's going to help her with getting class taught tonight. And so wherever you're from, we're really excited that you took the time and to make the effort to come and join us tonight, because what we know is true is that when we empower ourselves with what we have, then when we know what to do with it, it's even better. So I just want to remind you guys that this class is being recorded. You will be able to reach out to the person who invited you here if you would like to have the replay or a link where you could share it with other people. We ask also that you keep yourself muted until the end of class. We love hearing from you guys. We love your questions. We love your testimonials. We love it when you ask us, what our favorite tips are and things like that. So as we're going through class, if you wouldn't mind putting those questions in the chat, or at the end of class, we'll have a time when we will bring you on and let you share with us. We have these classes every Monday and Tuesday that are recorded, and the replays are available for you to listen. And then every Wednesday night, we do something a little different. We meet around a table on Zoom and we ask questions, and we kind of dig deeper into a few different products so that you can get to know them even better. We'll share recipes, diffuser blends, tips and hints and all kinds of things. And then we also are there available to kind of guide you through, hold your hand on if you have a question or something that needs a little bit more love and care. We are there for you for that. I'm going to introduce to you guys Jules. Some of you guys know Jules. Have you guys ever learned from Jules before? If you have, go ahead and put that in the chat. I love listening when she teaches. She does an excellent job, and this is one of her favorite products to talk about. So I'm really excited to turn the time over to Jules as she can guide you through metabolism, the next level.
Thanks so much, Haley, and thanks for the votes of confidence there in the chat, ladies. I really do appreciate it. Little did I know that when I started teaching these classes 4 years ago or so, when Haley was looking for volunteers, I had no idea that I would love it as much as I do. So I'm really grateful that you guys feel like you get something out of it when I teach. So I appreciate your votes of confidence. This is class number 3, and this is Next Level Metabolism. This is everything about MetaPWR, and Haley said it all when she said this is one of my very favorite products. I would not be where I am today with my overall health if I didn't have MetaPWR, and particularly MetaPWR Advantage. It has been a game changer for me. So I love to share about how we can up-level our metabolism, turn back our aging clock from our DNA level, and have that affect us all the way out. So from cellular level all the way out. So class number 3, Next Level Metabolism. And yeah, let's get started. So there are about 6.8% of us, US adults, and when I say us, I don't include myself in that, although I'm working really hard toward it. But there are only 6.8% of us that have optimal metabolic health. And that means when I first saw this number, what I saw wasn't the 6.8%. What I saw was that means 93% of us are living suboptimally. And we can do better. We can influence that, and we can do better for our bodies and feel better in our bodies if we just make some tweaks and just continue to make tweaks and grow and evolve with those tweaks. We can work towards that 6.8%, because ultimately that's where we want to land. That's where we want to be. So let's talk about what metabolic health really is. And overall, it's like it says right up in the left-hand side of your screen, right there at the top. It's about having abundant energy. It's about having less stress in your life. It's about being able to live freely without limitations. It's about being able to eat and drink foods that nourish our body and nourish our cells and help our bodies live optimally. And Our metabolic health affects everything that you see on the right hand, kind of the main body of your screen, but toward the right, that whole semicircle of things there. Our metabolic health affects every single one of those things, and every single one of those things affects our metabolic health, either negatively or positively. And if you look at that, you can see how many of those pieces that we really do have control over, that we can choose, and we can make wiser choices to help up-level our metabolic health. For instance, we can do things to improve our immunity. When we improve our immunity, our metabolic health improves. When our metabolic health improves, our immunity improves. When we improve our metabolic health, our joints improve. And that, for me, is what MetaPWR Advantage does. We'll jump into that in a little bit. You can just go around that circle, though, and you can see all the different things that affect our metabolic health. And we get to choose how we up-level when we fuel our bodies. No matter how we fuel them, we're making a choice. So if you look there too on the left-hand side of your screen, there's a metabolic health and lifestyle quiz. Just kind of maybe screenshot this slide and then go back through later and take a look at that and check off the boxes on things that you think you need help with. It's a great little way to just kind of get in tune with and decide where you are and where you need to improve, because 93% of us need to improve. When I first started learning about metabolic health and metabolism, this was years and years ago, but when I first started learning about it, way back in my personal training days, when I was in my 20s, I really thought that metabolism was about whether or not I gained weight when I ate food or if I didn't gain weight, and that I could eat whatever I wanted and never gain a pound, or if I even looked at food, if that meant that I gained a lot of weight. That's what I thought metabolism was about. But as I've dug deeper into it, and as science has dug into metabolism and DNA and epigenetics and all of those things, we have discovered that metabolism is so much more than those simple things. We can optimize our metabolic health. I love the top of that slide because we absolutely can influence that 6.8% that we're all searching towards or reaching towards. We get to influence that. We get to optimize that by making really wise choices. So if you look at the little pyramid on the bottom right of your screen, that is the basis. That is your Jenga tower, if you will. And I love this slide because it has the Jenga tower in it. And even before this slide came about, I referred to our bodies whenever I taught a class or a workshop as our bodies being a Jenga tower. Because if our nutrition isn't on point, if we aren't really trying to get that bottom part of that pyramid, that bottom part of our Jenga tower solid, then we are not going to have a firm foundation. And when we have that firm foundation, that Jenga tower is going to stand, and it's going to withstand a lot of different challenges. So if we look at our body like that, we can see that we can dial in our nutrition, we can dial in our digestion, and that's that baseline health. Second step up is dialing in how much we move and our metabolism. Third step up is how we rest and we manage stress. Fourth step up is how we reduce toxic exposures in our lifestyle and in our homes. The next is informed self-care, and the top is proactive medical care. Yes, we want to be able to go to the doctor when we have something acute and we need help. We want to be able to go and do that. But all of these factors underneath that, we have control over. And the more we dial those in, the healthier we're going to be, the better we're going to feel in our body, and the better our metabolism is going to function and operate for us. So what does starting with a good foundation mean? For me, and for most of us that are here with doTERRA, that means starting with, number one, the food and drink choices that we make. But number two is filling in the gaps of that nutrition and digestion piece of the pyramid with a really good supplement program. And that starts for us with Lifelong Vitality. There's 3 parts to that. And when we take our Lifelong Vitality and we add that to the MetaPWR system, we have those bottom two pieces of the pyramid that are really building that strong foundation so that our Jenga tower doesn't wave in the wind. We have those two pieces dialed in. And this is where we start. Let's talk about the MetaPWR system. So draw your attention to the top left side of your screen, and you see there are 4 products up there. There's the MetaPWR Metabolic Blend Essential Oil. There is the MetaPWR Beadlets. There's MetaPWR Chewing Gum. And then there's MetaPWR Soft Gels. All 4 of those are the same thing. It's just 4 different delivery systems. So you can utilize all 4 of them if you want, or you can pick and choose which ones you want and how you're going to use them to support your overall metabolic health. But they're all the same. It's just 4 different delivery systems. So for me, for instance, I use the oil in my water. I pop the beadlets during the day if I'm out and about, and I use the soft gels when I get those witching hour hangries at about between 3 and 4 o'clock. The MetaPWR soft gels will help me curb carbohydrate cravings, because that's when I crave carbohydrates, is that kind of witching hour. And the MetaPWR soft gels help me with that. So does the oil, so do the beadlets. I'm not a gum chewer, so that piece doesn't factor in for me, but I could if I wanted to, and so can you. Those 4 are the same thing, just different delivery systems, okay? And then bottom part of your screen on the left-hand side, you see the MetaPWR Assist. And this is everything about stabilizing our blood sugars when we're eating. So we want to take this with our biggest meal or just before our biggest meal. If we forget to take it before the biggest meal, we can take it with that meal or right after the meal. But this is everything about stabilizing our blood sugar levels so that we don't have big high spikes and really low lows. This is all about stabilizing that. And this has been really helpful for people like me who don't necessarily have blood sugar issues. And it's also been really supportive for people who do have blood sugar issues and who do have to check their blood sugar levels all the time. This is a product that is really, really supportive for all of us, all the way across the board. And then if we look at the lower right-hand part of the screen, we see the recharge, and that is our electrolytes. We all need electrolytes. If you've been watching anything on the news, anything about health and wellness in the last year or two, everyone who is a biohacker, everyone who is in the wellness space is talking about electrolytes, and that we need electrolytes. We need those things like magnesium. We need those things like potassium. We need those salts. We need some of that sodium, and we need it in the right quantities, and we need them so that they work synergistically together. And MetaPWR Recharge is that. My very favorite is the wild strawberry. I think it's excellent. I like the other flavor as well, but the wild strawberry is my favorite. I start my morning off every single morning. Very first thing I do is I drink a glass of electrolytes, and then I usually drink one throughout the day as well. And if I do a really hard workout, I take electrolytes again, because we lose that. Even if we aren't working out, we're losing that, and we need those electrolytes. And then the top part of your right-hand side of your screen is my favorite product of this system, hands down, and that is the MetaPWR Advantage. And this is our collagen, and this is everything about protein and building blocks, and this is everything about joint support. It's everything about overall tissue support, even soft tissues, connective tissues, all of those kind of things. It also helps us focus. It helps our brain. It helps our digestion. This product does kind of a little bit of everything. And I think everyone should be using the entire system, but the MetaPWR Advantage in particular, and the MetaPWR Assist, you've got to have. You absolutely have to have. And I would tell you have to have the recharge too. Really, I think everybody has to use the whole system, but the Advantage is hands down my favorite. I don't ever go a day without it. I don't ever go a day without the recharge either. Okay, so let's talk about what is so powerful about the metabolic blend when we're talking about are fat, because it's not a weight loss product, but it is a product that can help with fat loss. And so what do I mean by that? So we all have, you know, that we all have cellulite. We all have those little lumps and bumps, even babies have them. But as we get older, we would like them to look like the right-hand side of your screen there, where we see the small jet puffed marshmallows. Think of that as your fat cell. And then look at the right next to it, the big, large marshmallows. Which would you rather have showing up on your butt, your belly, your back, your thighs, whatever? Which would you rather have showing up? Little tiny fat cells or great big fat cells? And that's what this product helps us do. It helps to actually shrink those fat cells and keep them small. We need fat cells. We don't want to get rid of fat cells. It's important to our overall health that we have them. We just don't want to get them out of control, and we don't want to just continue to have them get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this MetaPWR metabolic blend will help keep those fat cells where we want them. It's all about utilization and storage and blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. This is all going to factor in to that when you use this blend. I think you should screenshot this slide, simply because I'm not going to go through all 10 reasons to use MetaPWR Assist, but this is the product that I was talking about that helps to stabilize blood sugars. This is, like I said, even helpful for someone like me. I don't battle with that. My body seems to handle that really, really well. And I've kind of dialed in my diet enough that I don't have any spikes necessarily, unless I do something stupid like eat a bunch of ice cream or something like I did the other night. But we all are going to live hopefully by about that 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time we're dialed in, 20% of the time we're not so dialed in. But this product helps us 100% of the time in keeping those blood sugar levels where we want them to be, and helps support our bodies to keep them that way if we just take it on a regular basis. So screenshot that so you can go through those 10 reasons to remind you how to use MetaPWR Assist, or why you want to use MetaPWR Assist. Let's dig into the MetaPWR Advantage now. We had 2 flavors of it, and right now we're down to 1, and I'm super bummed about that. But this is such a good product, you guys. This is marine collagen. There's 9 different types of collagen in this. And just so you all know, collagens are peptides, protein chains. That's what they are. And to kind of simplify it for the easiest way for everybody to understand it, just think of it as a really long chain, protein chain. And then when we say it's in tripeptide form, they've cut that chain into 3 different pieces. So they're smaller. Well, what's the benefit of that? The benefit of that is that our body can now absorb that better and get way better use of that. So it makes it like 70% more absorbable than the other collagens on the marketplace, because it's in that tripeptide form. We just uptake it and utilize it so much better. Plus, there are 9 different types of collagen in there. If you look at the ingredients on there, there are so many things besides collagen. There's, we've got the red orange fruit extract. We've got NADH. We're not going to dive into that, but read that little blurb underneath that. Take a screenshot of this so that you know what NADH is, and know that NAD plus and NADH and NMN all have to be present for us to get the full benefit of collagen and get the full benefit of what collagen does for us. So there's all kinds of things in there, resveratrol, there's liposomal vitamin C. All of these things are going to help our joints. They're going to help those connective tissues. They're going to help our digestion. They're going to help our immune system. They are going to do so many good things for us. And it's in one little packet of freeze-dried goodness. And we take it every day. Right now, I'm in a challenge where we take it every night. I take it twice a day anyway. I break my fast in the morning with it, but you can also take it at night like we are in the challenge. And what people find when they take it at night a lot of times is that they sleep a lot better. And here's a little key that I will tell you, little something to put in the back of your mind. Our bodies produce the hormones that help us heal when we sleep. It's the only time we produce them. We don't produce those hormones throughout the day. So when we sleep, that's when we repair. So that's why taking your advantage at night, right before you go to bed, can be really, really helpful for your joints, for those connective tissues, for that repair part of that rest period that you're having. It's an excellent product. Love, love, love this product. Okay, let's talk about why electrolytes are important. I mentioned that I take them every single morning, and I usually take one somewhere in midday as well. And if I've done a really hard workout, or if I've been outside, particularly now that we're coming into summer, and you might be outside sweating and losing a lot of electrolytes in your sweat, you're going to want to supplement with your MetaPWR Recharge. We have the lemon lime flavor and we have the wild strawberry flavor. And the reason that we like MetaPWR Recharge and the reason it is so, so, so good is because it has things like sodium in there, it has potassium, it has magnesium, and they're all in the proper amounts so that they can work synergistically together to give us the biggest bang for our buck and the biggest bang for that little pack of electrolytes that we mix with 16 ounces of water and drink. This is a drink too that you can sip on throughout the day if you want to. Your collagen is something you're going to mix in about 4 ounces of water and you're going to down it right after you mix it up. But the Recharge, you can make it up and have it in your to-go water bottle, and you can sip on that all day long, and you're going to get the benefits of it all day long. Just make sure you're mixing it with about 12 to 16 ounces of water. I love this slide. I think you should screenshot this as well. This tells you all the different things that MetaPWR Recharge electrolytes do for us. And I mentioned potassium already. I mentioned magnesium. You can see all those pieces. There's calcium there that's in there. There are deep ocean minerals in there. There's ginseng in there. There are so many good things in this. And the thing is, they didn't just throw them in there. doTERRA didn't just throw them in there just because. They threw them in there because they're in the exact amounts that make them work synergistically together to make you feel better. If you're someone who wakes up with headaches or deals with headaches, drink some MetaPWR Recharge electrolytes. That's going to help you. It's going to be really supportive for you. If you're someone who wakes up really brain foggy and fatigued, get some electrolytes. Start your morning off with electrolytes. You need them. We actually lose those as we sleep. And if you're menopausal or postmenopausal or perimenopausal and you're having night sweats at night, you are definitely losing more electrolytes than you did before you started having those sweats. So wake up in the morning and drink your electrolytes first thing. This is a great slide to show you how Recharge compares, because there's, like I said, kind of at the beginning of this, if you've been watching anything, if you've been biohacking, if you've been watching anything health and wellness over the last couple of years, you've heard about collagen and you've heard about electrolytes. And this is a great chart to show you how Recharge compares across the board, not only in what's in them, but also in cost. And you can see that it absolutely outshines everything that's on the marketplace right now. Okay, we have MetaPWR Mito 2 Max that is now, Mito 2 Max was a product that we had in our lineup for quite a while now, but they just recently revamped it and kind of rebranded it, and they've now added it to the MetaPWR line. And this is everything of a natural way to get energy. It's a natural way to increase your basal metabolic rate. It's a natural way to increase your VO2 max, which are all things about, basically, that's talking about how your body uptakes, uses oxygen, utilizes oxygen, how efficient it works. And this product is about helping your body do that to the max. And if you look on the screen there, it compares, they did a comparison from the old to the new Don't want to go through that all the way through that either, because I know that some of you are going to be yawning and don't really want to dig into that. Take a screenshot of it and you can see what they've done and why they've done it. They've done it to make it more efficient for us at that cellular level and more efficient for us, for our bodies to get those key benefits. Okay, how do you use it all? I just said that, you know, I talked about how I start my morning off with electrolytes. And if you look at these helpful tips here, left side of your screen, you'll see start each day with water and MetaPWR recharge. Start there. Start with MetaPWR essential oil. You can even put some of that in with your electrolytes if you want to, but make sure that you at least put it in your MetaPWR oil in with your water that you're drinking throughout the day, because that's going to help with those sugar cravings, those, you know, the hangries that you get during witching hour, whatever, whenever your witching hour is, your MetaPWR oil is going to be really beneficial for you. And then your advantage, you want to take that on an empty stomach if you can. So you want to take it before a meal, 30 minutes or so before, like I do, before I break my fast, or you want to take it at night before you go to bed. You know, you've been 2 or 3 hours since you've eaten, then take your advantage. And the reason for that is those peptide chains that we talked about, those tripeptides, they're super, super small. So if you have food in your stomach, they will bind, those little tiny protein chains will bind to anything larger, and then you're going to lose some of your absorption of them. It's going to slow that process down. So if you take it on an empty stomach, you're going to get way more bang for your buck. So just remember that kind of rule of thumb. And then you can take your assist before your largest meal, and you can take your LLV. Some people take them on an empty stomach. I like to take my LLV when I break my fast. My first round of them I take when I break my fast. The second part of it is the second dose of them I take at night right after I've eaten dinner. So that's how you're going to work your way through the products there at the top. You can see down at the bottom, the soft gels, you can take one after every meal. You can also take them if you have those hangries or those witching hour carb cravings. Your assist, you're going to take one about 30 minutes before your largest meal or with your largest meal, and that's going to help stabilize those blood sugars. And here's a key. If you can take more than one of those a day, but particularly if you know you're going to eat a meal that's pretty heavy in carbohydrates, or pretty, you know, you're going to have some dessert, you know, you're going to do something that maybe isn't the wisest choice, but you know, you're going to do it, like I did the other night with the ice cream, you can take your MetaPWR Assist a second time during the day if you want to as well, because it will help stabilize your blood sugars. And then use the gum, the oil, and the beadlets throughout the day. I love that. If you want to screenshot this one as well, for those of you who are new, this is just really a great slide for you to see that'll make it maybe a little clearer for you to decide when you want to take them and how you want to take them. And the smartest way to purchase is the Loyalty Rewards program. And some of you are pretty new here, but hopefully you understand what Loyalty Rewards program does and how beneficial it is. And you know that you've probably heard us say LRP, that stands for Loyalty Rewards Program. And I have to tell you, when I first started, I wanted nothing to do with Loyalty Rewards, because in my mind, it was a way to get me to order every month, and I was going to be locked into something, and I was going to get things that I didn't want, and I was going to end up with a closet full of things that I just didn't know what to do with. But then I took my time and learned what it was all about and how to use it to its fullest benefit. And I will tell you, I have now, since I figured that out, about 2 months in to my doTERRA journey, and I started in November of 2014. By January of 2015, I had Loyalty Rewards figured out, and now I save so much money every single month because I've switched my shopping habits. If I'm going to buy something and doTERRA has that product, I'm going to buy it from myself. I'm going to save 25%. I'm going to earn points back on my order, and I'm going to get all kinds of free products as time goes on. So make sure that you know how to get the most out of this product. It starts out, you get 10% back of every one of your orders that's over 50 PV. PV just simply means a point value or product value, but you start out getting 10%. You work your way up, and after you've been ordering every single month, at least 50 PV for a year, you have worked your way up to 30%, which is where I am. And I know many people on here, because I know the faces here. Most of us are at 30% at this point, and man, is it ever a great way to get a bunch of free product. Just last month, or no, month before last, I got about $500 in free product. I did 2 different orders because I needed products at different times, but I used points and I got about $500 in free products. So learn how to use this program. If you don't know how to, reach out to the person who invited you and get dialed into this. You won't be sorry. Okay, if you're ready to jump in and really start to improve your metabolic health and turn back your aging clock, we didn't talk about this in the beginning, but we can't do anything about our chronological age. The day we're born and, to wherever we are today, that is, we've been on the planet that number of days. Can't change that. But we can turn back how fast we're aging. And we can slow that process so we can actually turn back the time. So for instance, I'm going to be 64 this year, and we can actually have our blood tested. I've not done it yet, but we can actually have our blood tested and our DNA tested to see really how old we are metabolically. And my goal is to be at least 10 to 15 years younger than my chronological age. And these products are going to help you do that. So this is how you're going to start. You're going to start with Lifelong Vitality. You're going to do it on a loyalty rewards order. And then when you put Lifelong Vitality in your cart, you're going to see a customize button pop up. And with that customized button, you're going to be able to add up to 3 products at a really, really deep discount. One of those products that you can add to it is the MetaPWR Advantage, your collagen. You can add that to that. You could even have 3 boxes of that if you want to. But there are a bunch of different products, and you can see those down on the bottom part of your screen, kind of bottom right. Those products are all discounted when you put Lifelong Vitality in your cart and you customize it. Those products are also all discounted when you put a box of collagen in your cart. You can add up to 3 of them, and they're fully discounted. There's even a vegan Lifelong Vitality, and you still get those same options to customize and get products really deeply discounted whenever you buy one of those or start on your way to improve your metabolic health. If you don't understand it, talk to whoever invited you, because this will save you money. And it's the best way to get started on improving your metabolic health. These are some testimonials. You can see the gal over on the top left side of your screen. She had been using, I think hers is that first testimonial there at the top. This program allowed her, oh God, I can't read it without my glasses, to take better care of me. I've slimmed down in my postpartum belly, which was my goal. But the thing that stuck out to me the most is the mommy brain fog. I'm usually heavy in the morning brain fog, and now I'm so productive. I'm so clear and getting way more done in the day. You can see the woman over on the right-hand side of your screen. And we've shared this in a couple other workshops that I teach. I share this because I think it's so important to see the difference in this. So the left-hand picture of her, this woman, that was taken on September 7th, 2022, 13 days before she started MetaPWR. And then on January 7th, 2023, 110 days taking MetaPWR consistently, you can see the difference in the inflammation in her face, in the clarity of her skin. It's absolutely incredible. So those are all just testimonials, and we have a bunch of them here as well that talk about MetaPWR. For me, I'll share that right now. For me, overall, I love the entire line because I understand what it does and I know that it supports my body. But the number one product for me is the Advantage. And I have autoimmune issues that I've had since 1998, diagnosed in 1998. I think I had them challenges way before then, but I was diagnosed in 98. And for me, what that means is I have chronic inflammation in my body. I have way too much. We all have some inflammation in our body, and we want some. It's kind of our body's defense mechanism. But mine can go through the roof. Mine can run rampant. And so I have been since 1998 biohacking and looking for ways to reduce the inflammation in my body and to do it naturally. And MetaPWR Advantage has been a game changer for me and a welcome game changer. I have not missed a day of it since it was introduced 2 years ago. I started it when they introduced it at convention. I got my convention kit that day and I opened the collagen. I dumped it in my bottle of water and I have been taking it twice a day, every day since then. And I've never missed a day. And it has improved my joints, my mobility exponentially. Exponentially. It was such a welcomed relief. Has it taken it all away? Nope. It's still a challenge for me and it's still something that I stay on top of, but it has just changed my day-to-day life so much. I will never, ever be without it. Okay, we have some, I think Sarah's here too, so I'm going to let her talk about Silver Club, but I would just want you to know that you could see on the top left side of your screen, there are 2 different kits right there, and they have 2 mist diffusers in them. Each kit has 2 mist diffusers. These are only available to those of you who are maybe here tonight and you're just looking at doTERRA for the first time and you're thinking about getting started. These are only available to you. We can't get our hands on those unless you order us one. So everybody loves the mist diffusers, and there's 2 different ways or 2 different sets of them. The first one is Citrus Bliss, Citrus Bloom, Super Mint, and Island Mint. And the other one is Shinrin Yoku, Northern Escape, Lavender, and Eucalyptus. And when you're starting out, if this is your first order, just starting with doTERRA, you can get one of each of those kits or a couple of each of those. So just know that you can get your hands on more than one, but you have to be a new customer. And then we have enrollment bonuses that are going on right now that are really, really great. If you have a certain amount of PV, you can get a free diffuser. You can choose between a free diffuser, the hand soap, and the foaming dispenser that you see there, or the toothpastes. And then there's also freebies because there's something that's going on right now called Silver Club. And I think, Sarah, I think I saw you jump in the chat. So if you're available and if it's good with Haley right now, why don't you jump in and tell them about Silver Club? Because I think you're winding down, but I think you're still doing it until the end of this month. So if you're here, jump in and tell us all about it.
I am here. I just took off my eye patches, you guys, my Yarrow Plum eye patches. So get me in the raw. Hey, I am Sarah Collins. I'm actually doing Silver Club until the end of May. That's why she said it's winding down, because we are winding down. Today is the 14th, so we're almost there. But yes, if you are a new customer to our tribe, and it doesn't have to be a live class. I do want to clarify that. Jules just brought that up a couple minutes ago to me and Marco. You guys, I don't have to do a live class for you. I can do it on Zoom. I've gone back and forth with Marco Polo. doTERRA just actually approved that as well. So I've been doing that. But you get a hold of me and we talk and kind of just go over some products, anything that you have questions on, maybe digestive health. And then you get a private code from me with the Silver Club code, and 100 PV gets a free lavender touch. 150 gets lavender touch plus those things that Jules just mentioned. And then 200 PV gets all of that above, plus you get a Citrus Bliss. So it's super fun. It's a nice way to get some free product in your hands just by meeting me and getting that Silver Club code, because doTERRA is essentially sponsoring me right now.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sarah. If anybody has questions about that, we can pop them in the chat, and we're almost done. So then we can open it up and Sarah can answer questions about that too once we open up the Q&A. So next week is class number 4, and that's Women's Hormones, Detox, and Cleanse. I don't know who will be teaching that. I've not taught that one yet, but I've taught a women's hormones class. So who knows, might be me. I don't know, but it's a great class. So I think you should be there. And I know that we have a Zoom room full of women right now, and there's not one of you that doesn't need to look at all the different hormonal support you can get with doTERRA products. So be there next week, same time, same place. And then if you want to stay connected, you can see that on the left-hand side of your screen, there are a couple QR codes there. You can screenshot this and then take your phone, hold it over those QR codes and a link will pop up. You can click on that and that will hook you into the updates that and the reminders that say, hey, class is starting in 30 minutes. That gets you all the information. It gets you the newsletter. You can get signed up for that using those QR codes. And remember that when you join us and you join us either on a Monday night or a Tuesday night, and it doesn't matter what class it is, if you've joined us on a Monday night or a Tuesday night and you've texted the number to the number 534-429-5392, you text the word class and the name of the class or the subject of the class, and you've done at least 8 of those, then you get a free recipe book that has, it was really fun. I got to be a part of it. We put a recipe book, a bunch of us leaders that are tried and true recipes. You're not going to find them anywhere else. These are things that we've all used in our own homes, on ourselves, on our pets, in the kitchen when we've been cooking, to clean, you name it, there's a recipe in there for it. And they are tried and true and tested by all of us that were able to be a part of putting that together. So you get that free when you've attended 8 classes, but you do have to text the class name and the word class to 534-429-5392. And you need to do that within 24 hours of attending said class. So just know to do that. We keep track of it. And as soon as you've done all 8 of them, you get that book, that recipe book. And that's it. That's what we have for you tonight. I sure appreciate it. Thanks for all the words of encouragement about listening to my workshops and my classes. I love to teach and I love to answer questions. So we're going to open it up for Q&A, and there's a whole bunch of leaders here that can answer questions along with me. So thanks for joining. Appreciate you.
Hey, sorry, one thing that I wanted to mention before we leave this screen is you'll notice on the left-hand side bottom, there's a new QR code there that says Power Up. That is, when you go to that link, it will take you to an entire Facebook page where you can find things like that wellness, the form that you can fill out to find out where you are in your health and where you can focus on improving. You can also find 8 different classes that go deeper into each one of the MetaPWR products and the systems. And so it's really, really good, you guys. And there's lots of recordings, there's lots of questions, there's scientific studies, there's tons of testimonials. And so all you got to do is take a screenshot or open that up with your camera, and then it'll take you directly to that page. If you have not gotten access yet, just ask to be a part of it, and then we'll get you approved so you can access that. It's really, we did an entire year of classes once a week. And so lots of good things to learn.
Thanks, Haley. And just an FYI to everyone who maybe doesn't know this, Haley puts all of these slides together. Haley runs my slideshow when I teach because I can't figure out how to do it from my iPad. And she always is here. She puts them all together, and she is the one who keeps all of this information coming to us every single week, day in and day out. So big kudos to Haley. Thank you.
It does take a little effort, right? As some of you guys know, with teaching the classes and showing up, and it's a good commitment, and we love being able to provide you guys one thing as a tribe and as leaders. We want to be able to collaborate and bring you guys information that will seriously teach you and answer your questions on how you can have that healthier lifestyle, or how can I ditch and switch some of the things that are full of chemicals and toxins and dyes and colors and all the things that are wreaking havoc on our bodies. And so this is how we learn. And gosh, we're just grateful that you guys have taken the time to join us. We would like to open it up if anybody has a testimonial or a question, whether it's regarding something in this class or anything else. We're happy to help you guys and answer.
Okay, I'm looking back through the chat right now, Haley, and I don't know who R. Allen is. I know I've seen you here. I just don't know what your name is other than R. Allen. But you said for those who have been taking the system for some time and haven't changed anything else, will you please share what you've noticed specifically attributed to the MetaPWR system? I will tell you that story that I just told you about my joint inflammation and my connective tissue inflammation that I've battled with for years and years and years. Yes, I have been tweaking and biohacking literally for 20 plus years at this point. But once I started MetaPWR, I have changed things since then. But for that first year, the only thing different that I added in at that point in time was MetaPWR. That was it. So my results, I started noticing results with that. By the end of the first month, I didn't necessarily have weight to lose. I'm at a pretty good weight, but I lost inches, and those inches were in inflammation because I literally measured around my knees to see how swollen my knees were. And I logged that. I lost over 8 inches throughout my body. So for me, that, I don't know that that is necessarily what you're looking for, but just know that I attribute that 100% to the MetaPWR system because I wasn't doing anything else at the time, wasn't changing anything else at the time. I just added that system and stuck to that system.
So I think that's a great answer, Jules, because every single time we take something, it can affect us differently depending on where our bodies are and what we eat and how much sleep we're getting and what we're drinking. One of the things that I noticed first for me was the release of brain fog. Like I found that my mind was just seeing things more clearly. And I was also getting much better sleep. And when I did go to sleep, I found that it was really deep sleep. And so those are our two things, but I've been able to witness my family using them. I've got a son who I've shared with you guys before, who had been in an accident and was in a wheelchair and had faced a bunch of health challenges. And so we've been giving him Advantage along with the Lifelong Vitality and turmeric and deep blue and all the other supplements, but that Advantage has really helped to build his strength and to be able to support his body when it showed all of those different areas in the very beginning. It's like, gosh, yes, that area, that area, that area, that area. And I'm just so grateful for it. And I can't imagine not having it on a daily basis at this point. And so I'm going to tell you one thing that I love to do with the gum is I carry it in my pocket. And when I am done eating, so if I'm eating at a restaurant, especially a Mexican restaurant, because I love that kind of food, is when it's the chips and salsa. And even we're all done with our food and I'll get a piece of gum and I'll put it in my mouth so that my mouth is satisfied and I'm done. And then it also keeps me from continuing to pick at the chips, or pick at my plate for a long time after, or even more so, it's like to prevent having that dessert. Not to say that I don't, but when I am being mindful of that. Another thing that I love to do is I'll take the gel caps, and if I'm going to a birthday party or a celebration, or maybe I'm going out to a dinner where I know that the food is going to be, high calorie and things, then I'll take it at 1 or 2 gel caps before I go, about 30 minutes. So my body feels satisfied, and it really does kind of cut that craving for, more food. And I just find that I'm leaving things on the plate. I'm satisfied and I don't have to keep eating. Or, there's many days, you guys, and this is not on purpose, but I'll just get busy. And I'm busy. And then it's like, oh my gosh, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't had a bite to eat, which is not good. Well, intermittent fasting may be, right? But it's like, so then if I'm not prepared, then what I'll do is I'll get treats, or I'll just grab whatever's close to me. But I found that if I can get a piece of that gum and put it in my mouth, or I'll take a gel cap, then it will hold me over until I have the time to get something that is more healthy. Jules mentioned just slightly something that we're doing right now. And so whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, it may not be valid anymore, but there's a bunch of us that are in a up level 21, and it's a daily activity that we check in, and we have a little video that we watch, and then it's gratitude, and are you drinking your water, did you get your did you hit your health goal, did you get your exercise in? And it's been really exciting. And so If any of you guys are interested, maybe Jules, you want to talk about that just a little bit, because I think that this is such a fun thing to do.
I absolutely do. As a matter of fact, I was going to just wait and jump in because I wanted to make sure that I talked about it. So I spent years as a personal trainer as well, way back in my 20s. And so I know all about putting food programs together and workout programs and all of that. I have not done it for a long time, so I'm not at the top of my game on it. But I jumped into this Up Level 21 challenge in April because I wanted to see what it was about. And let me just tell you, this is the perfect place to start, particularly if you don't know where to start and you don't know what to do with the products. You don't know which things are kind of important to you as far as health wise, exercise, or how much water to drink, or any of those kind of things. This program is a perfect 101 basic place to start. And it's 21 days. It starts on the first of the month, runs for 21 days. The first week there is and there's a checklist every day that you check off, like Haley was talking about. Did you practice your gratitude this morning? Did you go for a walk? Did you move your body for 30 minutes today? Did you get your target water in? Did you take your electrolytes? Have you drank your electrolytes? And there's a little daily challenge every single day. There's a little tiny social media challenge if you want to do that. And you check off your boxes. And then at the end of the first week, they take the answers of who's completed the most. They take those top people and they put them all in a drawing, and you can win $250. I have 3 teams that I'm coaching this month here in May. And one of my team members, one of the Good Vibes team, just won $250 last week. So that's super cool. And then the second week is another same thing. They calculate, they tally everything up to see who is in the top 90% of completing all those daily tasks. And there's another $250 cash drawing. And then the last week of it, which we're just getting ready to get into because they're going to announce this past week's $250 winner tomorrow. But now we're starting as teams to compete for a $1,500 cash prize to share between the 5 of us on each team. So this is such a great place for you to start. If you're brand new to doTERRA, or if you don't have an account yet, you can get your account and you can get started with the products that will be in the next challenge. So you can start off with something that's going to support you and teach you and walk you through how to use every single product. And it's going to help you up-level your overall health by just giving you some really simple daily tasks and keeping you on point. So you don't have to figure it out on your own. You don't have to go hire a personal trainer when you're just starting out and you're intimidated to go to the gym. This is the basic way to start. And you really can't do better than this. They've done an excellent job. Their app is a little glitchy, so you have to be patient with that. But overall, the program is incredible. And I encourage everyone to jump into it. If you have a doTERRA account, I can tell you the products. If you want to reach out to me, I can tell you which products you're going to need for June. If you're new, you can get those products ordered, and it's just a great way. It's a great thing to jump into. And I think it restarts again. Yes, it starts again, but you don't use the same products all the time. Each month, Rachel, it changes. So I do know what May's products are right now, but they will change. And it's going to introduce you to new doTERRA products, new challenges every single month. And it's just a great way to get your feet underneath you and get started up-leveling your health. It's super, super awesome. I think that, like I said, I have 3 different teams, actually 3 different teams of 4, because I'm the 5th person on each team that I'm coaching. And I think if you were to ask any one of the 12 that are involved in it, they would tell you that they think it's really been great. And it's been doable. It's been manageable, but it's also been really supportive. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, please reach out to me. You can send me a message via Facebook, or if you have my phone number, text me. I can drop it in the comments here, and just take my number, take it down and text me, and I'll walk you through what you need to do, because I think everybody should do it. I think it's really great. And so thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, one thing that I loved about the challenge is you can kind of decide the level that you want to be on. So if if you're beginning and say you're not doing any kind of movement right now, it's like your movement for 30 minutes might be just walking around, you know. If you're already doing that, then maybe you're going to jog or, you know, add weights to it, or you kind of set your own goals. You set your own health goal as far as what you're eating, and, you know, what if you want to give something up or whatever. And you guys, we're all busy. We're all busy, but we have the time. And especially what I love is getting a great, it's holding us accountable, and it's helping us to create great habits. And so, and it only takes what, about 3 minutes to just go in and listen to the video and the daily challenge, and then you can check off the little things. So I go in first thing in the morning and I see what the challenge is. I you know, listen to the video, and then halfway through the day, or about, well, towards the end of the day is usually when I'm going, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. But what's great is it's like, I can see exactly what I need to do. And if you don't get something done for some reason, that's okay. You know, you just keep going, and the next day it shows up. And you're also getting a really great information on why do we use some of the products? Like, why is it important to, you know, eliminate some of the social media time or the time that you're on your blue screen, and you know that there's some really great stuff. So we will be putting more of this in our good vibes as it's getting closer to start. But I think that because it starts on the 1st, if you are interested, make sure you reach out to Jules, or any, you know, a lot of us can. Rachel, I also saw your message that you did not receive your ebook, and so I will look into that. It's been so crazy busy around we've got lots of different projects and things going on right now, but I will make sure you get your ebook. And so maybe Jules, maybe we can work together on getting her ebook from, I think she wanted on a Monday night.
Okay.
And okay, you guys, well, is there any other questions?
Rachel did have one more question. As I scrolled back in the chat, she asked about, can children take electrolytes? And yeah, they can. So think about when your child gets an upset stomach and is vomiting or has diarrhea. What do you get? You go get Pedialyte. These recharge electrolytes are actually even a better, in my opinion, a better source and a better balance of everything that you need to replenish. So yes, your kids can take them as well. And just remember to do them in about 16 ounces of water. And I know that most kids are not going to drink 16 ounces of water, but make it up and then give your child some of that in a cup or in a glass. And that's going to be really beneficial for them.
Shoot, you know what? You could even make them into ice cubes.
Yes. Yep. You can. That's a great idea, Haley. Yeah. That's a great idea. Make them into a popsicle, you know, put a popsicle stick in your ice cube. Yep. There you go, Rachel. Popsicles. They taste great. The wild strawberry in particular are so good. But yeah, can do.
And I'll add oils to mine, you guys, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. So sometimes I'll put a little lime in there, or tangerine is one of my favorites. But I find myself drinking so much more water because I already drink a lot of water, but I just feel like this is so much better. And I've actually taken it in the afternoon. I'll make a recharge and I'll put a little bit of lime. I put ice with it and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And it's really good. I've gotten to where I almost crave it. And so that's one thing I love about doTERRA is we have so many different ways that we can use the product, and we have so many different benefits for each one of them. And so good stuff, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Remember that on Wednesday nights we have table talks. And so if you guys want to join us for that, you're welcome to. And remember, you can always invite your friends, your family, your coworkers, people who are interested but just don't know where to start, or are not sure if they even want to even get started, you know. But that's what we're here for, and we're grateful that you guys took the time to join us, and we hope you have a great night. Oh, and by the way, we had like 4 people graduate with the 8 classes, and I just don't have the list with me. So once we get this video posted in Good Vibes, I'll make sure to acknowledge you guys. So if you're one of those people, we've got your numbers, and we will make sure that you get recognized for that. So thanks again, you guys, for joining us. And Jules, thanks again for teaching. Next week I'll be teaching, so it'll be fun. So all right, you guys, have a great night. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Good night.